Welcome back to another episode of the DNC Reviews podcast. I'm Arjun. As you know, we still do not have host song, but we do have Ronan, so that'll do. And today we're going to be doing not one of our normal reviews or interviews or any videos like that. Today, since we're coming towards the end of 2020, quite disastrous year, we're going to wrap up all of the hip-hop music and other music that has been released this year, and we're just going to go over some of our favorite and least favorite albums.
Let's just start talking about some highlights of the year, I guess. One of the albums that really stood out to me personally, that I enjoy the most is After Hours by The Weeknd. And, comparing the album to some of the other stuff we covered on DNC, the meaning isn't as deep as, the other ones, but, I can really enjoy every single song on the album, and whenever I listen to any of the tracks at nighttime or something as I'm cruising along in the highway, it just puts me in a very relaxed state. And I don't know, when this album came out in quarantine, it was there for me in a way. It put me in a different mood every time I listen to it. I'll be in quarantine and my city, Tokyo, had a bit of a lockdown in April and May, so I'll just be looking at the night city where it's abandoned and no one's there.
This album dropped in March of 2020, so this was right when quarantine hit. We're on it's been 9 months since this whole coronavirus thing first started, and I think that this album sort of prevented a lot of people from just being sad. This music isn't that uplifting, but it's just The Weeknd is a huge artist, and for him to drop right when all this BS is happening, I think it was great. In terms of the music itself, this album is really, 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 really good. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think the After Hours really set the tone for the rest of the year. And we know it's not a hip hop album, but it really did well, and it's clear to see why.
He got snubbed in the Grammys, I think.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous, bro. Yeah, so one thing I wanted to mention was 2020 was a great year for music overall, but more specifically for me, I think for the underground hip-hop genre, I think that 2020 was just incredible. I've been following and getting more into jazz rap and alternative rap and sort of Earl Sweatshirt type, but not really rap because they sort of influence each other. There's this collective called Slums, and they have people like Navy Blue, Mike, Six Press, all these guys who sort of are with Earl and all that, and they all dropped their own projects this year. And one that I wanted to point out, which we'll link in the description, is Weight of the World by Mike. I think that I sort of discovered the album late. I think it dropped over the summer, but it's incredible. This is the direction that hip hop should be going in. We have heavy use of samples, lots of chopping, and this guy has this really bassy, woozy, groovy baritone voice, and he's just flowing over these beats, and you think he's off beat, but he's just not, and he just keeps it going throughout. And I'll force you to listen to it after this, Ronan, but it's really, really, really good. And then we get into sort of more mainstream hip hop, where we have albums like Alfredo by Freddie, Gibbs, and the Alchemist, which some may consider to be underground, but it's nominated for a Grammy, so it's not that underground. The vibes that album gives off, the production is amazing, the raps, obviously Freddie Gibbs, he has that classic flow, very confident with the mic, and that's another great album. And lastly, the last thing I wanted to cover from this sort of underground hip hop genre, which has really blossomed in 2020, is Niagra by Redveil. This kid is 16 or 17, and he recently got a shout out from Tyler the Creator for his music, and that's just insane. I think that songs like Wait, Campbell, Pigeon Feed, Bad News, all incredible songs, and the fact that most of this album is self-produced is just amazing. And I recommend that everyone listens to that album, Niagra by Redveil, because his use of distorted drums and his flows, and the people who he features on his albums who have those really light falsettos, it's just an incredible project. All the albums I mentioned are incredible, and I think while there are amazing albums that dropped in the mainstream, when it comes to underground jazz rap, alternative rap, more industrial music, that scene has been going off since like forever.
Arjun, do you have any key like artists you want to talk about that kind of blew up this year?
We got to talk about Pop Smoke. You know, I know that like we might have some like subscribers who are from New York who have been like with Pop Smoke since day one. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna bandwagon, but I wasn't like that. I wasn't on that hype train, or I kind of was. Yeah, I feel like Pop Smoke, like the fact that all of his buzz came and went in 2020, all that happened within the span of like a few months is crazy. Like, he got cosigns from Travis Scott. He made a song with Travis Scott. I remember hearing him on the song. I'm like, what the hell is this, bro? Like on Gotti when he was like, okay, okay. I was like, dude, this is so bad. This is so weird. And then it just grew on me. It really sucks like to see like that he had so much potential and that he just
Yeah.
could never really fulfill it because it was so clear to everyone that he was on an upward trajectory. But he has all these people around him who are sort of able to continue his legacy with New York drill and everything. So that's nice to see. But yeah, Pop Smoke, definitely worth a mention. And you should all check out Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon.
Arjun, you live in the UK, so like,
I
do
do.
you know how like the UK people reacted to the kind of the mainstreamified New York drill scene?
It's interesting because I don't know. Some people are for it. Some people don't care. But then other people are like, they literally took our sound, and now they're acting like they invented something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's like two very different crowds. But yeah, it is slightly controversial. But at the end of the day, it's just music.
I,
And if it's good, it's good. And if it's bad, it's bad.
what I think is gonna happen to drill in general is same with hip hop and rock and roll as well. Like it was originally used as like a way to express kind of the struggles of the minorities, right? So it was, for drill, it's used for like the UK, kind of the impoverished people, people related to gangs, right? But then with like
Right.
Pop Smoke, we're getting like it became like pop music, and we hear it on the radio all the time, right? And then
Yeah.
if we look at hip hop, like in the 70s and 80s, it was used to like for the kind of impoverished black people to speak about their issues, and then now and like even ever since like 2016 and stuff, we have like the rich white kids talking about their struggles, and
Yeah.
like that's how hip hop has changed. So I'm expecting drill to like first of all, it's gonna go global. Like recently, I found out that there's Irish drill, and the
Yes. Shout out to A92 and Fumes the Engineer. I know
oh yeah, I
exactly what
watched
song
that
that you meant.
video.
Bro, alright, alright, alright. We're gonna link that freestyle down
Yeah,
below.
yeah,
That song is insane.
yeah,
Alright, alright, alright.
yeah,
And like you also have drill in like Italy and France.
yeah,
It's like it's crazy.
yeah. But I'm expecting drill to go global, and it's not. It's gonna lose its kind of gang touch. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's gonna
But
change genre. I think they're gonna leave drill and they're gonna take something new probably.
yeah, I agree with that. But like you also have to consider that like hip hop, as you said, like hip hop as we know it was about like expressing the struggles that you face and like the oppression that you endure. And now it's like we have the kid Leroy talking about how he can't make a wife out of a hoe, you know?
Yeah. Or like in rock
Like,
and roll, we had like black guitarists expressing themselves through music, and then in like the late 2000s we had like emo rock and stuff. And that
exactly,
took over, and that defined rock and roll in that generation. So
like everything just evolves, you know, and we just sort of have to accept that for what it is. But yeah, I think that for hip hop music in general, this was a really, really good year. Drake dropped, J. Cole dropped his 2 singles. Kendrick still is yet to drop, but I don't know, we'll see. Drake is dropping an album in 2021, confirmed. We still have Playboy Cardi, Whole Lotta Red.
has
Not
it been a
confirmed.
year? Like,
Oh, it's been more than that.
oh,
It was Dial-It dropped May
man,
2018.
that's
May
like
2018.
that's like middle school.
Exactly. That was 8th grade. 8th grade. And all right, one thing that we have to mention that many people sort of overlook is the fact that Lil Uzi Vert dropped Eternal Take. Like he dropped
Yeah,
it.
that's
Like,
crazy.
like people underestimate how important it is that even happened. Like, it was the same thing as Whole Lotta Red. We've been waiting for 2+ years, since 2017, when he dropped
Oh, Love is Rage 2?
Love is Rage 2, exactly. I was thinking like Lil Uzi Vert versus the World 2. I was like, no, that's the deluxe.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it was supposed to drop on a Friday, and he dropped it on a Thursday. Surprise drop, Eternal Take. That is a huge moment, and everyone was like talking about it on Twitter at the exact same time because they were just listening to it. Oh my god, have you heard Low Main? Oh wait, I'm not there in the track list. Everyone's just talking, going crazy. Like, Twitter was broken. I think that's a huge moment that we have to mention, and the album wasn't that bad.
We tend to not talk about these two people on the channel, but I guess we have to. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, WAP. What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, like, they killed it this year in terms of numbers, growing their fan base, blowing up, like using TikTok to their advantage to make trends. In terms of my personal preference, I don't really like the music that much, and that's not because I don't like female rappers. Like, I think that like Nicki Minaj on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was great. I really like Rico Nasty, but I don't know. I don't like, WAP wasn't for me, and it wasn't made for me. So I guess that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just want to give Drake a shout out in general. Just maintaining his position on the throne, and he gave Lil Durk a chance to shine. Lil Durk killed it with that moan. He gave Playboi Carti a chance to shine. Didn't kill it, but it wasn't that bad. When you think about the amount of hits that this guy has, it's unbelievable to think about. It's like insane.
Let's just, you want to talk about some of the upcoming artists that came up this year? Like, let me just start off. Jack Harlow.
I think he's a beast. I think that his album is really, really good. But one thing I wanted to say about his album is that he's literally copying Drake's whole formula, which is fine. You can do whatever you want, but it's Jack Harlow. He did his thing. He can rap. Yeah, I can see, like, he's just like a likable guy too. You see him on like Instagram Live, just like hanging out, being with the fans. I think that he has a really bright future ahead of him, but he's got to sort of create his own lane. Right now, he's riding Drake's wave, that like light skin energy, like where he's just like doing all that, but he also has like a soft side, and he has R&B, like he's flexing all his money, but then he also has problems with girls. It's like, pick a side and stick with it, or just do something completely different. Because one thing that I want to be in 2021 is surprised. In this day and age, you have to stand out if you want to make it. Like 24K Golden and Ian Dior, these guys are not original. Kid Leroy, all of these guys are not original.
I'm expecting them to not fall off, but kind of be like really under the radar. Like, they're gonna be like Low Skies. Like,
exactly.
You know what I think is important? You need guys like academics. You need like hip hop social media accounts to clown on you and like keep talking about you. Like,
exactly.
Guys like Mario Judah. Everyone's talking about him.
Oh my god, I love Mario Judah so much, bro. I think that this guy's like I watched like 2 interviews with him. One from the Kids Take Over, one that he did with Fantano. Like, he's so funny, bro. I think that he's so funny, and he's also just like a regular dude. Like, they're asking him like why are you doing this like Playboi Carti stuff? Like is his team paying you? He's like, nah, bro. I had 300 followers. I was a Playboi Carti fan, and I was just like everyone else. I wanted him to drop a Whole Lotta Red. And now that I have a platform, I'm gonna use it to force him to drop Whole Lotta Red. Like, I think that's so sick. And like, he drops bangers, bro. Like, he dropped like the first 4 songs off of his Whole Lotta Red, self-produced, self-mixed, self-mastered, did everything himself. Like, you can't hate on that. I feel like Mario Judah has it all figured out. Like, he's gonna have a really big 2021. I think that, like, with Drake confirmed dropping in 2021 and Playboi Carti sort of maybe dropping on Christmas, like, it's looking pretty good going into 2021. But yeah, I think that should sort of wrap it up. This video was sort of random, very sporadic, spontaneous, but hey, that's what we do over here. But yeah, we really appreciate all of the support. We mentioned this last time, but we crossed 100 subscribers, which is sort of a big deal because we've been really committed to making this work, and we hope to continue to do this for as long as we really can. Yeah, it's been a good time. 2020 wrap up of rap music, hip hop music, music in general. The video is now over. Thank you. Goodbye. Yeah.